Hello, my name's Kelly Snake of Soul Tree Creations. Today, I'm going to show you how to solve this piano puzzle chest I've called the Snow Phoenix. So the key to this, to get the whole thing started, is understanding that the last 7 notes is how you get into the first stage of this puzzle. So I don't read music myself, so I have a little cheat sheet. So I'm going to do the first 7 notes. Having done that, I can remove this piece here and this little piece over here. I use this small piece from the left, and there's a little notch for it to fit into. I can pull that towards me. This piece I take over here and I put it in the notch, and I can push it away from me. And that gets me into the first stage of this puzzle. Now from here, what I want to do is turn this around, and I want to turn this center button clockwise, and then it's easy to remove. Now we just set that aside. And inside you're going to see a little lever, and now you can lift it up and down. And while holding that, reach down and open up this drawer below it. It's tricky. It's the way we like it. It's tricky. There we go. And inside you're going to find a few pieces, a block and a puzzle piece. We can set this aside. And on the back side there's another drawer. So we're going to keep that lifted up, and we can pull that out. And inside there's another block and another puzzle piece. And that gets you into drawer 1. Okay, so now that we're into drawer number 1, we're going to look inside, and we can see that there's 3 sliders. And each slider has an option of 5 positions. And somewhere in there's a code. You could figure it out without knowing the code, but it might just take a little longer. So somewhere in here it's hidden. And if you have yourself a little magnifying glass or a little mirror, maybe a little light, you'll see it. It's buried up inside here, and it says 243. Okay, so now what we want to do is open the second drawer by setting this to 243. So the very furthest back slider I'm going to set to 2. The middle one I'm going to set to 4. And this front one is going to be set to 3. And the second drawer, it's a mystery. Where could it be? Where could it be? It's not either of these here. It actually opens from the back. Back here. There we go. Open that up. Oh, a couple more puzzle pieces and another block. Set that over there. So now that I have that second drawer out, I can see that on the way in the back side that the other side is held on by a small contraption, and I need some kind of tool. My hands are a little big to get in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around, tilt it back, and this center foot pedal is going to come out if I remove that bottom pin. So there you go. I've taken out that pin. Oh, there's our handy little tool. So I'll turn this around again and get in there and grapple that. There we go. There's our little magnet. So we'll set that aside and put that down. We don't need that. And inside I'm going to reach in and I'm going to move those panels to the center so I can remove that drawer face. There we go. There's that drawer. Set that aside. Okay, so that's 2 complete drawers taken apart. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is get into drawer number 3. And this is where you finally get to use these little blocks. And inside here, on this side, you're going to see 3 dowel pins. And what we're going to do is use these as the set points to make sure that they're right height. Now they're a little tricky to get in, and you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing on film, but I can show you that the longest one stays to the front, the middle one goes to the back, and the little short one goes in the middle. And that's what I'm going to do now. There's a little tricky, it's a little tight. thought you'd appreciate the level of dexterity required to put these in. It's really tight in here. One more to go. Okay, now the next thing, this up here is going to be drawer number 3. Now, just like all the rest, you don't really know which way it opens from. Well, in this case, this face here, what you want to do is you want to just gently from the front pull that off. It's held on with magnetics. It comes off real easy. It's numbered so it goes back nice the way it goes. Okay, so now you can see I've got those blocks in. You can push that to the back to the first stop. This combination lock requires that you have to reset to the next move. So what we're going to do, moving this way, we're going to take the front block, the furthest one to the back, out. And we're going to move those 2 other blocks 1 step forward. It's really tough to get in there. There we go. Now I can pull it out. 1 more stop. Same thing, move the furthest one to the back out and move the last remaining block underneath the dowel pin. And drawer number 3 will finally come out. Now that we're done with these blocks, you can set these aside. You don't need them anymore. Okay. Now our next drawer, we're on to drawer number 4 now. We're making good progress. Up inside here, along this outside, you're going to see 3 pins. And you only have a choice of up or down. So I didn't really write down that combination. You just kind of got to guess by trial and error, okay? And I think if I remember correctly, they're both up on the outside and the middle one is down. Same thing with drawer number 4, is there's a false drawer front on there. You can just peel off with your fingers, set it aside, and then this drawer will slide right out through the front. And inside, some more puzzle pieces. Set these all aside. Okay. Okay, so now we're on to drawer number 5. And in order to do that, you have to access this 3 slider combination system. Again, it has 5 points to choose from. There is a combination code hidden somewhere, but it's not in this cavity. You actually have to go back a step and look at drawer 3, and on the bottom, you're going to see the numbers 142 wood burned in there. Okay? And how you do that is, at the very back, you set it to a 1. The middle row is set to a 4. And the front row is set to a 2. And this is going to be the 5th drawer right here. And this has the same thing going on where it has a false front. So it happens to be on the back of this one. So you just get your fingernail under a corner there and it comes off quite easy. Just remove that. There you go. And now there's a backup locking system, a double locking system on this drawer, and it's up with this lock up here. And what you want to do before you can even get that out is make sure these are all slid towards the center of the chest. Now, just double check. Now it'll come out to the first stop. And with that, same as the block system, what you want to do is you want to move this combination system forward. So the 142 becomes 114. Right? And this will pull out 1 more stop. 1 more stop. There you go. 1 more stop. And then for the last one, you just move this over to the 1 and it will finally come out. And here are 3 more puzzle pieces. We're getting quite a few pieces for the top. Alright, we're working on the 6th drawer now. And like the others, there's going to be a false front. And it's on the back side. So spin it around. Peel that off of there, set it aside. And there are 2 combination systems with this drawer. 3 combination systems working on this drawer. My apologies. And the first one is down here, and behind there's a little dial, and you got to rotate it clockwise. Okay, having done that, up underneath here is a push rod, and I want you to push it from the left to the center of the chest, all the way until it stops. Okay? Next, you have to take these sliders that are in the compartment space for drawer number 1 and push them all to the right. Turn this around. It's hard to grasp. Up in here is another little compartment, a little handle, but it's kind of disguised. You don't really think it's a handle. And you really need to reach up there with your fingers and pull it down. It'll come down about 3/8 of an inch. Once you do that, the teeth are withdrawn from the drawer and you can remove it. And here's the last and final puzzle piece. Alright, so here we are, we're in the top finally, and we have all these really fun and interesting puzzle shapes. And unfortunately, we don't need all of them. It's a little bit of a ruse. We've done all this work to get all this way, and some of these pieces even actually have magnets in them. You put them over spots like over here, and you'll find, oh, it sticks, but it's actually, this is a red herring as well. This has no part of the mechanism. So what we're going to do is we're going to set these aside because we don't need these. What you actually want is you want to go back to drawer number 2, and on the back was this little plug here. And this is our secret key right here. It has the super strong magnet, mostly because it's right flush with the surface. So what we're going to do, this is our other one. This is our other partner we need right here. The other pieces, I don't think you're going to find much going on with those. So these are our 2 tools that we're going to need to get in. And what we want to do is we want to first come over here and set this at the front of the chest right about here. And you'll see that it grabs up, and we want to gently pull it to the left. It might take a couple of tries. There's a little technique. There we go. There we go. There it is. See how I finally got to sit away from there? That's what you're looking for. Lift up and pull away. There's another one in here, and we want to set this down, and we want to pull it up. And now there's another one in here, but it's an opposite polarity, and you want to use this piece here, and you want to set it right about there, and you want to just pull that over, gently coax it over. While that's being held there, take this magnet and come down right on top of this piece and lift it up. Okay, and then there we go. It'll come out. It takes a little bit of fiddling. That's designed intentionally because you don't want to make this too quick. So we can set this aside, set this piece aside and the magnet, and we look in here and we see, oh geez, it looks like there's a key, but I don't remember seeing a key. Alright, so now we need to find that key. So somewhere in here is that key hidden. I don't know how hard it is to be to find, but here it is. Inside the 6th drawer cabinet, just in behind, you're going to find a little magnet that looks like a little guitar. It's a little key. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that up and put it in that keyhole. Okay, and when we get it up in there, you give it a little turn to the clockwise, remove it, and now you can open the lid. Okay, you can put the key aside, you won't need that again. Now here we are, we're in the top, and we have these switches. It's locked. This just spins around. It doesn't seem to do anything but operate this. So we're going to go back to this fancy little magnet here, and we're going to find that when we set it on here, it wants to take right there, and we're going to pull that to the center, and there's one over here. I'm going to put that down, we're going to pull it to the center. Now you have free rotation with these switches. With 2 hands and your fingers kind of locked in here, you have to switch them and gently pull that out of there. There we go. And that gets us into the flute. So this is about step 73, I believe. And there's your flute. Now there's bonus pieces to disassemble here. I thought you'd want to be able to get into the back if you ever had to service it, and maybe you'd like to take a look at the mechanism. So in order to do that, to get this bottom tray out, you have to remove this back and the top. And how you're going to do that is, you're going to take these two spindles here and you're going to push them out. And when you do, you're going to see there's a little gap made that allows this key to be removed. Set that aside. Pull these rods back in towards the center so they're no longer penetrating the side. And that will lift right up and be removed. Alright, with the back off, now we can turn it around and take out the final tray. And we do that by taking a look underneath, and you're going to see some dowels. Oh, first you got to take this out. Remove that block. Now those pieces will slide in towards the inside, and you can lift this right out. There you can see the inside. Alright, now I want to take a moment to talk to you about relocking it. This is a great time to notice how, like, really pay attention to how this little part works. And it doesn't really take a lot of fumbling around to knock the keys or whatever and get some of these keys to fall, or these tumblers, these pendulums to fall down in the wrong spot. So when you go to relock it, it's not going to slide right. So the thing to do is to come around before you try to slide that and hit all the unlock keys again, and then, you know, you should be good and everything should be cleared out of the channels so that you can slide this back to the lock position. Okay? Alright, so we're going to do a little another little part about the relocking. That bar that's in the back that I talked about previously, the only way to get that back there is to tilt the piano. So I've got the last drawer in, number 1, it's all locked in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tilt it to the right, and you're listening for the bar to slide. Oh, before you do that, make sure you slide this right side slider back. Now it should. There you go. Once that's done, this automatically springs back up into place, so you can return that piece and this piece and that one, and it's all locked again. You're good to go.